It is late. This is way later than I do live, so we're gonna see how this works out for us. I want to try a couple new different things just to see. Let me clean the thing. Just to see what, that's better. Just to see what works for the channel. I want to just test and try and see what's going on. If you're playing this back, watching this back, I appreciate you watching the video. And if you would please, if you haven't liked the video, please give us a like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It looks like there's people popping on. If you double tap the screen and you're on here right now, hello Wilbur. I'm trying it a little bit later today. We're gonna see. Hey girlfriend, good evening. Oh, a bunch of my favorite people are on. I was wondering how well this would work. Hi Eric, how are you? It's late. I don't even know what time. It's after 10 o'clock, right? Eric, what time is it? You're closest to me. 10:20. That's what it says. But I just want to see, I'm really wanting to work towards monetization on my channel. And so I'm going to try a couple different things here and there and just see what happens. I want to, Lantern Creek After Dark, yeah. I'm wanting to, yeah, I'm in my PJs. This is what's a Snuggie? Oh, let's see. Can you see it? It's got this massive pocket. I've even got my fuzzy pants on. It's cold outside. And my house shoes. But I just want to see what I need to work on. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to try a few different things. Yeah, my brother-in-law got this for me for Christmas, and I wear it all day if I can. The whole time I'm home, I wear this. It's super duper warm. Thank you, Eric, for taking care of that. Let me see if I can. Hello, hola. Thank you, Eric. I didn't even see him pop up. I appreciate it. For those of you that are hopping on, I want to ask you to please keep the comments respectful and kind. If we can't say anything nice, then please just don't say it at all. All right? Everybody that's popping on, if you can double tap the screen, that gives my channel San Francisco, California. Were you all affected by the wildfire? Was San Francisco affected by the wildfire? If you can just double tap the screen, that will give the LA. Is that what it was? Is it just LA that was affected? If you can double tap the screen, it will give the video a like. I am working towards monetization, so even just giving this channel a like. Thank you, Wilbur. I'll go ahead and pin your comment. Just giving this channel a like will help me tremendously, and I appreciate it. You're helping a small town girl on a small town channel try to help support her family. So I appreciate everything that everybody does to help support me and my channel from the bottom of my heart. I honestly do. I appreciate it. So in other news, I'm not very political, but my husband watches the news, and the president going to like North Carolina and stuff. Did you all watch that? It was so sad. I heard his like phone and stuff, and the stories from people was just really sad. I didn't get to hear the stories from LA. I just heard the part, where they went and like got in the plane or whatever, helicopter, whatever they got in, because I didn't watch it. I just was listening, and they looked at the stuff in LA, but I listened to a few of the people talking in the Carolinas, and I felt so bad. First time on live supporting Big Papa Trump from the other side of the world. We were just talking about him going to. Um, I just feel so bad. We were just talking about the devastation and stuff that, him going and checking out the things. And I don't mean it to be political. I'm just talking about the devastation that happened, especially in the Carolinas. And I don't forget, like, I haven't forgot those people. I don't know if anybody else has, but Christmas Day, I thought about them so much. I even told my husband, we were watching, we were opening up gifts, and I remember looking at him and saying, I feel so bad for the people in the Carolinas right now. I feel so bad for the people that got affected by the flood, because they were the forgotten people, and it's sad. There's people without homes right now, and they'll be without homes for a long time. And they're my people, and it just makes me so sad. Couldn't do California from the price of living to the fact it'll one day probably break off from the states from earthquakes. Yeah, I can't imagine being in the weather without proper housing. Like, yeah, it's really sad. Yeah, very sad. When you have so much, like I have my family, I have a roof over my head. I'm trying not to cry. I have a roof over my head, and we're sitting around our Christmas tree with my family, and my kid. I have my child with me and my husband with me, and you're sitting around a Christmas tree opening Christmas presents, and there's people. There's people that didn't even have a Christmas. It's sad. They didn't not only, not have a Christmas, they didn't even have a home or a tree. They didn't even have the small things. And that's, that's heartbreaking. Especially as a parent, because it's not, like when you become a parent, Christmas is no longer about you. It's about your children, and making that time magic for them. But it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that. And I know those parents were heartbroken. I know they were. So they need prayer, and they need as much help as they can get. And I think now they're going to get it. I think they're going to get it now, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal. In North Carolina, I doubt a lot of them were Jewish. Either way, though, they celebrate Hanukkah, which is a holiday. In North Carolina, they had, when the hurricane hit, North Carolina flooded. Multiple. Tennessee flooded, North Carolina flooded, the mountains, Appalachia in general flooded, but they got hit very hard, very quickly. They got hit, and a dam broke, which caused everything to be gone. So, like, there's still places in North Carolina that you can't even get to. Homes completely washed out without any warning. There was no it flooded in places that it shouldn't have flooded. There was, mudslides, people lost their homes, people died. It was, just really bad. Hi, Willie. How are you? And the government did nothing to help them. Did absolutely nothing to help them. And up until recently, there was, if anything, the government came in and made it harder for them. And there's, still people living in tents, campers in the winter. We're in winter right now. We're having negative degree temperatures, highs in the single digits. And these people are living out in tents. No running water, no electricity, their homes completely gone, losing everything everything, absolutely everything. When I say everything, they lost their homes, they lost their vehicles, they lost their animals, they lost, their children, their spouses, everything. They lost absolutely everything. With like no hope in sight, with no help, besides, just bands of people getting together and volunteering time and supplies, the government did nothing. They did nothing to help them. But, and I try not to get political, they were worried about the people in California that lost their homes to burning, lost their mansions. But, God forbid that we remember the small people. So it makes me mad, and I don't want to get into it because I'm not a political person, but it upsets me because they're my people. This Appalachia, it's my people, it's my kind of people. Okay, that's the end of that. I'm gonna get upset. I'm gonna get very upset, so I'm just not gonna say anything else. All material things will be built. Life matters. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And it isn't about the material things. You're completely right. But I think, which I don't know how it is, where you are at. I don't know what country you are from. But here in America, the government usually steps up and helps people within a natural disaster. But our government, the president we had before this last president did absolutely nothing for the people that was devastated by the flood. And not only did they do absolutely nothing, they went into this place where this flooding was and confiscated people's belongings, took them away from them, refused care or help for different individuals. It was really, really bad. It was, really bad. So they not only didn't do anything to help, they did what they could to make it worse, which is extremely unfortunate. And like I said, it makes me upset. It makes me sad for the people. It makes me extremely upset that they couldn't do no better than what they did. That they didn't do no better. Not that they couldn't. They chose not to do better, which is devastating. It's devastating. It's heartbreaking. So that's my spiel on it. Let me see. I like the mule team. That's still, yeah, they're that would be a great organization to donate to. Still, I'm sure they need funds. I don't even know what that means, dude. Let me see. Yeah, you're right about the material things, but I think that those things might not matter But when you have your children, when you have children and you're living in tents and campers, and you know that this is going to be their childhood, maybe even into their teenagehood, like these people, they're where their homes were, there's no longer land. So you take, there was a family in North Carolina. They had a homestead, farmstead channel. They had, I can't remember how much land, but with the flooding, it washed away a major part of their land. So I don't know exactly. Let's say they had 20 acres. The flooding was so fierce and so large that they lost 10 of those acres. So to put that into comparison, like they not only lost everything they had, their home, their animals, their barn, everything that they had, they also lost a large part of their land. So there's some people that, didn't have 20 acres and lose 10%. There's some people that had 10 acres and lost all of it. It's, like a creek bed now. The land is gone. There's places that have water that didn't have water before. There's, creek beds that weren't creek beds before. And that's really, that's sad, because there's some people that will never have a home again. They'll die, without ever having a home again. And that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking to think about. I can't imagine the devastation, and the heartbreak that those people feel. Let me see. I'm from Europe. Same disaster happened here. Government helps, builds new homes, but everything is so slow. Some people 4 years later. Yeah. Hopefully our new our new government will actually help. But this happened over a few months ago, and the government did not help. They refused to help, essentially. Hi, Ark. How are you? I found building plans for a goat milk station. If I ever get goats, I want to build it. LOL. Looks simple to make. Oh, cool. It's not easy because here housings are not mounting. It's made of brick and concrete. So it takes time to build them. Sounds hard to do. At least your country tries, I guess. Yeah. See, that's our issue. Wow, that sounds horrible. Praying for the great state of North Carolina. Love Florida. Camping is fun. I don't have a house. I got a lot of camping gear. That sounds like fun. I like to camp as well. You're absolutely right. You don't. You don't. I think, and I'm not, by no means, I'm not saying, they can't live in a camper, they can't live in tents for the rest of their life. I'm sure there's, people that choose that. But if you're forced into a decision, if you're forced in, there's people that are choosing to live that way, like selling their homes. But there's a big difference between not being able to afford to live in a home, selling your home and choosing that lifestyle, or having it, taken from you and having no other choice but to live that way. And that's what's devastating about it. Yeah, I've had this conversation many a times, and I love my daughter. I do. I love her. But we were having a conversation the other day, and she was She was watching somebody that was living in a van or something. I can't even remember what it was. She was watching something on YouTube and we were discussing it. And I was like, if I didn't have you and Daddy, that's probably what I would do. You know, if I was a young individual, that wasn't married or didn't have a young child, I would travel. Like maybe even the world, but I definitely would travel the United States in a little van or camper or something, and I would live in it, and that would be amazing. But I can't hardly even let I can't even, my husband will probably hardly ever leave the state. So that's not going to be in the cards for us. Even when she's older, but that's actually a really, really cool cross. We're not quite sure what it's made out of. We bought it from my husband's grandmother's estate when she passed away, and we believe it's made of bone. It's really cool. It's antique. Oh, let's see if I can get it down. Oh. It's dusty because I don't hardly dust. Can you see it? It feels like the material feels like bone. We're not quite sure exactly, but we have wondered if it was made out of bone. It's old. It's a very old piece. It's beautiful though. The detailing is... Let's see. Can you all see it? Can you see the detailing? I might be too close. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. Let me see. The government in my country first takes care of themselves, then they look at... Yeah. Sounds like the government we know. So they don't even first take care of themselves and then take care of us. They just, depending on who's in office, depending on who the president is, you might never see you taken care of. Michael, it's the same here. That's really cool. Super beautiful. Same here. LOL, hopefully now not so much. Yeah. I think he's... See. Can you see? Maybe if I tilt it like that. There he is. The back of it is... I don't know, it feels like bone. It feels like, but you would think it would be heavy, but it's not. And I don't know, it's just really, it's odd. I've never seen anything like it. Has anybody else seen anything like it? Like I said, we bought it from my husband. You think it looks like bone too? We bought it from my husband's grandmother's estate. I had to have it. I think he's gorgeous though. Super cool piece. My guess is they probably bought it at an estate sale as well because they were antiquers like us. Yeah. Yep, I think it is really cool. I can't even remember what we paid for it. I wish I remember. Some of the stuff we wrote down, but I can't remember what we paid for it. It wasn't very much. I can't remember. Old antiques, people like to know what you paid for it. I wonder if it could be ivory. It would be see, you can see where they like stained it. Can you see like the brush marks? I don't know if you can. It's hard to pick up in this lighting, but if they wouldn't have stained it, which they did a very good job staining it, if they wouldn't have stained it, you would be able to tell what kind. So you said ivory's really lightweight? Is ivory hollow? See, it's even got like a bone sound to it. It's very, I don't know. Every time I look at it, I can't quite you've watched me pick it up a bunch of times because every time I look at it, I think, wow, that is so cool. It's got like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just really, really cool. I can't tell, you know, like I said, they stained it. You can't really tell what color. Well, there's a spot like here. There's a line. I don't know if you'd be able to see. Probably wouldn't. Here, hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to flip him over. And then flip the camera over. Let me see. Can you see that, like, whitish line there? Let me see. There we go. Can you see that? And can you see, like, the texture on the back of it? It's, that's the first time I've ever noticed that white color on it. And then I'll flip him over. So you think it might possibly be ivory? Let's see if I can hold it. Trying to keep my hands out of the way. He's kind of dusty. I don't know why it's making like a green color there. He's not green. But the detailing is... Why is it green? It's like turning it green. He's not green here. It's brown. Maybe if I tilt it like that. It's turning certain spots green, but he's not. Maybe. I know it's old. I just don't know how old. I've never seen anything like him. Maybe. I would be scared to over clean this though. I just usually take like a damp cloth and wipe him. Hold on, I've got a rag here. Let me see if I can wipe him down. Hold on, sorry guys. I think it's just the lighting. I don't know, because it didn't change when I wiped him down. I would be, like I said, I'd be scared to use anything but water on him though. There's the lettering at the top. There's my crucifix. Yeah, I don't, especially like metals and stuff, I like to keep the patina. Anything painted, I try to keep, you know, pretty. He doesn't look green like that, but when I had him in the camera, he did. I don't know why it did that. Maybe just age. He's not that dirty that he should be green, but he was just a little dusty, but not that dirty. I'm definitely not going to wipe him down with anything though, besides just maybe a damp cloth. Oh. Let me see. You said yours came from Japan? He might have. It's hard telling. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's really, really cool. I hope that we have him for a long time. Yeah. We love antiques. Yeehaw. Yeehaw! Hi, Tyler. He might be from Japan. Now that you're saying ivory, it kind of makes sense. Jesus, the Lamb of God. Yeah, it's beautiful. You're right. All of it, the whole concept. But yeah, I think he's gorgeous. We have antiques all over this place, though. My whole entire home is nothing but antiques, pretty much. This table that you just seen is antique. It's over 80 years old. You have old coins. That's something I would love to know. I don't know nothing about coins. I say I don't know nothing about coins. I can learn about coins. Andy years ago purchased a little blue book. It's like coins of the United States. And I could probably learn if I ever found the time. But I think I always collected when I was a kid, I always ended up with those, the dollars, the golden dollars that had, what was her name? Saskatchewan on them? Was that who it was? And I have a couple of the, do I have one over here? I might have one over here. Let me see. These, let's see, can you see her? I used to have a bunch of these. I had them when I was a kid. I used to have a whole mason jar full of them. And I was a dumb kid and spent a bunch of them, when I wanted something. But I still do have a couple. They don't make those anymore. Let me see what the date is on this one, if it's dated. It's 2000. It says, the back of it says United States of America, $1, and has the eagle and the stars on the back. The front says In God We Trust, and then Liberty at the top. Boy, she was pretty. I wonder if that was actually what she looked like, because she was gorgeous. I would be excited to actually see what she looked like. I'm actually probably going to look her up after we get off this live, because if that's how she looked, she was beautiful. You have an Indian head penny? Ooh, I'd love to see that. Really? They're getting rid of the penny? You said, I heard that they are getting rid of the penny. Does that mean a penny could soon be worth 2 cents? Is that a joke, or are you being serious? The penny's pretty much useless, though. The dollar is pretty much, I mean, what can you buy with a dollar now, It's just sad. Sooner or later, the dollar will be gone. Oh, it's a dad joke. Okay. When I first read it, I was like, oh gosh, they're getting rid of the penny. But then I realized it was a joke. I love a good dad joke. I will laugh to no end on a dad joke. Which the regular people here know that. I love a dad joke. Hi, how are you? Thank you for popping in. Everybody that's on here right now, if you haven't double tapped the screen, that will like the video. You just like that. And it will help me in the algorithm, hopefully. Hello. And if you haven't subscribed, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Boy, Eric, thank you for being on your game tonight. Okay, For those of you that are on right now, I'm going to flip the camera around and I want you to tell me the name of this plant if you know it. I saved this plant from the dead. There was a older lady that lived down the road. She was our neighbor and she knew I loved plants. And she gave me this plant and she was like, it had root rot and, said weed. It had root rot and, anyway, she gave it to me. It was dead. So I took the root of the plant and I, got it started. So let me show you. She said, this is my jam. There it is. Does anybody know what this is? It's huge. And I need a bigger pot for it. But this is the bottom of it. This is the main root. This is the new plants that are coming up. So you can see one right here. And they come up and they're these huge stalks. And then when they die, you see right here, the top of it falls off. It's hollow through here. The top of it falls off. I don't know if I have no clue. It's tropical. There's a root sticking up right there. I really need to repot it. It's tropical. There's another baby coming up here. You can't kill it off. Like, it cannot be killed off. It's as strong as anything. And, Jesus loves y'all. That's a sweet thing to say. You're absolutely right. See right here, this one when it's getting ready to die. See if I can... It's getting ready to die. It starts yellowing like this. So you can see where it's kind of yellowing. This is, a healthy one here. And they're really shiny like this. And then they start yellowing. See, that one's bigger. It's yellowing down here at the bottom. And it'll break off right about here. And then it'll start making babies. See, look at the trunk on that. And then it's got like this big root ball here. It's really neat, but... there it is. And I have no clue what it is. When I asked her, she said, or when she gave it to me, she said, it's a tropical plant. And she gave it to, she was an older lady, bless her heart. She gave it to me in a kid's, like, what do you call it? Like a sand bucket. Like if you go to the beach and you have like a sand bucket, that's what she gave it to me in. And of course it, was in bad shape. And so I took a root, I put it in a paper towel and then stuck it down in a cup of water, just, like a little bit. Started, and I've transferred it twice, but I haven't done it in like 2 years, and that's why it's so big. Let me see, we have a similar plant in Florida. We call it the cardboard plant. Huh. He said, yep, looks like some kind of plant to me. Oh, gosh. Zanzibar, is that how you say it? You said it's a Zanzibar gem? I guess that's how you say it. Zanzibar? I have no clue. I love it, though. And when people come over, they're like... can I have a start? And I'm like, yeah, you can have a start. I don't know how to give them one, but I tell them they can have it. I just don't know how to do it. I'll have to break up the root ball, I guess. But, like, literally, guys, you cannot kill that thing. I mean, it can't be killed. It's, well, I guess it could, but, it's very hardy. Zamba? Also known as the ZZ plant or Zanzibar gem, is a tropical perennial plant native to eastern Africa. Cool. It's known for being easy to carry out and can thrive in vigor. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's probably it. You're probably right. Because that thing, you could beat it with a stick and it'd probably still survive. I have overwatered it. I have underwatered it. It's in a little tiny, y'all see it. It's in a little tiny pot. The roots are coming up out of the plant. We are talking about plants. We have a plant. I have a corn tree over here too. I would show you all, but this side of my kitchen is a mess right now, and I really don't want you all to see how big of a mess it is because it's piled up right now. Thank you for saying Mexico. Mexico. Yep, Samuel nailed it as colonist. Will it survive gasoline fire? Probably. I'm telling you, if it can survive Africa, I'm sure it probably can. Sure it probably could. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it so much. But I love plants. This house has plants all over it. I have so many plants that when I bring them into my home, I have to like move furniture. I have to move my whole house around to bring a plant in, but there ain't no way that I would let them go. I have aloes. I have my husband's grandmother. See, the corn tree is my husband's grandmother's. And then I have her aloe. I've killed the aloe 2 or 3 times. It looks awful right now, actually. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But then it like comes back to life and it'll do well for a while and then it'll die again. I don't know what the deal is. I have it. Here it is. Let me show you. This used to be huge. Okay. This plant used to be like huge. Used to be as big as that. And this is my husband's grandmother's. It'll break my heart if it dies. But what happened is I left it out on my front porch. It was summertime. And I left it out and it acted like it wasn't doing very well. And I was like, why? It's getting sun. She always sat hers out on the front porch. And it acted like it wasn't doing very well. Well, then we had a series of storms. And this one was on the far end of the porch. And it got way too much water. And, he said there's one way to find out. It got way too much water and it drowned it. And so all that was left was the root bulb. So all of this died, and this feels so dry and so loose in here, but I know as soon as I water it's going to act like it's going to die. And I can't afford to lose it. And then look right here, like I've had to cut these off. It was doing good for a little while, and then all of a sudden it started, I don't know. I can't keep it alive. I can't keep it doing well. I can keep it at this point, but like I said, this was actually this was a baby off of the main plant. And her aloe, when I tell you it was old, I mean old. It was like 15, 20 years old. This was one of the babies off of it. It started out this big. When she passed away, her daughter pulled all the babies out of the pot and gave each one of us girls an aloe off of it. And, you know, we loved it and blah, blah, blah. And it was doing so well. Everybody else has died, and I was keeping mine alive. And now it is doing whatever it possibly can to try to figure out how to die on me. And I don't know why. I have kept this in the sun. It acts like it's getting too much sun. I've watered it. Then it'll act like it's got too much water. Right now I have it in this tiny little pot, in this bowl. That way I know whether it's getting too much water. It's drainage holes right here. I've got it on top of the stove. That way it'll get like the heat. It's hardly getting any sun besides just what shines through my kitchen windows. And it's not what it's dying. So does anybody have any tips or tricks for an aloe that refuses to stay alive? Because this is, I don't want to lose this, you know, like. This is my child's great-grandmother's plant. I want to pass this on to her. I want to keep it alive so that I can pass it. And I know it's possible to do that if it will just, you know, choose to stay alive, you know. But have you all seen the pots, like you go, like the pots for plants, and it on the side it says feeling cute, I might die later. That's the pot I need to get for this. Listen, and I have an aloe. It's just this aloe. Because I have an aloe in there that I got is a little tiny baby. I got it at Lowe's. And I got it because his grandmother's plant was doing so good. I was like, it's got to be, you know, they got to be pretty easy to keep alive. That aloe from Lowe's is probably 10 years old. And it has its bad days. I think I overwater. But I don't water it but like once every 2 months. And sometimes I even forget to water it. And I don't know. My husband says give 2 ice cubes a week. A week's of water, nothing else. How often do I need to give 2 ice cubes? I had a hibiscus and I killed it by overwatering. And I know I was overwatering it. But I just couldn't help myself. But my husband got me a hibiscus for Mother's Day when Lakin was probably like 3 or 4, and I killed it. Once a week? That sounds like too much. It's okay. I just wasn't sure. I can try it, but if I kill this one, I'm going to blame your husband. Because there's no replacing it. She's gone. Maybe I'll try it on the one from Lowe's. I really don't want to kill this one.
Yeah, I tried on the one from Lowe's. This went to a lot.
Well, this one hates water. It hates it. It hates water. You water it and then it acts like it's going to die. And I'm just like doing enough just to wet the soil. This feels so light. Like, I mean, ounces light. But I water it and then it'll try to die on me. And guys, what's crazy is I'm not bad with plants. Like I got a house full of plants, but I can't keep that daggone aloe alive. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. Okay, I'll try. If I can remember, I'll try. Better yet, I'll get an ice cube right now. 1 ice cube right now. Alright, I got an ice cube. I'm going to put it on the plant. Alright, we'll see. It's not in a cactus mix. It's in regular potting soil. But she had it in regular potting soil. That's why. It's because my ice trays are old as the hills. I've got one sitting here. Actually, my birthday was a couple days ago, and my mother-in-law, because my ice cube trays are so old that they're like breaking, and my mother-in-law got me some of those fancy ice cube trays that have like the, I'll show you. I'm calling them fancy, that have the silicone on the bottom so the ice cube actually pops out. See? Listen to that. Music to my ears. You think I should do one of the smaller ones then? I'll take that one out and I'll do a smaller one. Okay, I took it out. I'll do a smaller one. I'll throw this in the sink. Okay. Operations Save Mama Mary's aloe plant. Gosh. I don't know why I can't keep it alive. Makes me so sad. We're gonna try that though. We'll see if an ice cube does it. I did a smaller one. Does anybody else have problems keeping an aloe alive? It's about the only thing I can't keep. Well, I can't keep a hibiscus alive either because I want to overwater it. I don't know what my deal is. What are you doing? She's having a big late night. She should be in bed right now, and she's in here eating red velvet cupcakes. You eating Mommy's birthday cake? Birthday cupcakes?
What? I was getting a little hungry.
Hungry?
Yeah.
I've got sand. I can add sand. What is it, Sissy? Is it a big cupcake? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I ain't never had red velvet before, and I tried them, and they've been like my favorite. They are delicious.
She's a plant whisperer. Andy don't fool with houseplants. I don't know how well he would be with houseplants, but he's good at keeping garden plants alive. Oh yeah, you want to show them the egg?
Our Kuka Moran laid today.
This is the first egg we've had of her from her since fall. Because we went straight from fall to below freezing temps and snow, so the chickens just... They didn't have time. They molted, and then they didn't have time to... yeah, it's that's our Kuka Moran from Polly. Show them the other one.
This one?
Yeah. I only have 2 eggs right now. And that's out of her daughter. It looks white, but it's
green.
Can y'all see it's green?
Green.
Her grandpa, I didn't know, we got him from the Amish, and we thought maybe he was it is, it's 11:09 here in Kentucky.
Oh, egg
You miss having
broken
chickens, I'm
that.
sure. What is it?
Egg must have broken that. It had shell in the bottom.
I had a quail egg break. Get one of the quail eggs. Actually, just spread me the whole thing. I'll show them the quail eggs.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
This thing is. Well, what is it?
My quail haven't laid for a couple days either because it's been so cold. Look how pretty these are. It's 5 a.m. there. We are, what'd I say? It's 11:10 p.m. Evening. Nighttime. That's why she should be in bed, but she's not. She can't go to bed.
We don't have a nighttime routine. We just go to bed when we're all sleepy.
She can't go to bed without her mommy is what it is.
No.
I have to tuck her in.
And then I'll try to force you to leave me.
Mm-hmm. Aren't they pretty? Hey, PJ, how are you? We're trying a late night live. It looks like it's doing pretty well. Look at these guys. Ain't they just gorgeous? I've thought about putting them in the incubator, but Mike from MJ Farmstead says that they go sterile. Yes, they're quail eggs. My son is living in Japan now. It is 9 a.m. there. He's back in Japan? I'm sorry, what was I saying? I can't even remember what I was saying.
I think you're talking about him being back in Japan.
No. I was talking about something.
The quail?
Oh, he said that they go sterile. That's amazing. I bet you're so proud of him. They go sterile, the males go sterile in the wintertime, according to what he said. So, I'm going to wait till spring when I get some more eggs. Or at least until it warms up. And then maybe we can... There's some quail eggs. They have these... If you all have a Tractor Supply, they had these little containers... like 50% off at Christmas time. And so I got me one, my sister one, and my mom one. They're so cute. We do both. We produce food for ourselves along with being able to produce food for others. We raise rabbits, quail, chickens, and at one point in time we had horses, goats, and cattle.
And ducks. We had
And ducks.
The ducks, we didn't have them for too long.
But right now we're focusing on raising exotic chickens, laying chickens, and quail and rabbits. But yes, we raise both for ourselves and for others, along with producing breeding pairs for other people to have. So you'll have to check out our channel. I have all kinds of information on that. All right. Well, guys, we've been on here.
Do I look goofy in these? My daddy laughs at me when I wear them.
Y'all see, I think that she looks cute. What'd you get them for Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got those little earmuffs for her for Christmas, and she won't wear them because she says she looks goofy.
No,
Probably
they-
shouldn't pick your nose on live.
Well, I think I had frosting. I think it was frosting. I see a laughy emoji. But
She thinks they're cute.
I think they are, but Daddy laughed at me, and he put them on, and I about laughed my head off.
Yeah, Daddy looks goofy in them. Well, guys, we have been on here for a while. I just wanted to try a late night live. I don't want to say for 100%, so y'all don't quote me on it, but I really do want to try to do more lives. I'm trying to get monetized. I'm trying to get my watch hours up. With that being said, for those of you that are on here, if you could check out some of our videos and watch some of our videos, I would be really, really grateful for it. Our latest video, it's called Below Zero Farming Tips. I think farming tips and tricks. That video did not do very well. I have no clue why. So, if you want some below zero temperature farming tips and tricks, will you please check out that video? That way we can get our watch hours and our viewing up. I'm really, like I said, I really want to meet. I sound like a beggar. Am I begging? Does it sound awful? I really want to get my watch hours up, and I can't do it without you guys. So I guess if I'm begging, I'm just gonna have to beg. But I can't do it with you all without you all. And so just giving a video a like, or watching it all the way through, or even just watching a little bit of it helps me. Every 30 seconds that you watch on a video gives me a view. It also gives me 30 seconds of watch hours. So I need those to be monetized, and I want to be monetized. I want to get more information out. I have a lot of knowledge to bestow, guys. Have a lot of knowledge to bestow. Also, I'm just a fun person in general. I'm a fun person. So if you all could watch, I'm being sarcastic for those of you that don't get the sarcasm. I'm being sarcastic, but seriously though, I would appreciate if everybody that watches or likes a video, it really does mean a lot, and it helps me work towards my goal of monetization. I hope that this year will be the year. So I appreciate it. Thank you for everybody that popped in on this live. Like I said, I was going to try something new, just do it a little bit later, and see, what our viewing range was, but I appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Eric, if you were still on here, thank you for being my moderator, monitor, whatever you want to call it. Thank you for being a friend and taking care of business on the channel. But guys, I appreciate it. Thank you all so much, and hopefully we can see y'all on the next one. We'll see you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.